I was out trick-or-treating with my best friend. We were both 11 years old, full of sugar and excitement, dressed up in our Halloween costumes and hitting every house in the neighborhood. It was one of those chilly October nights where the fog rolls in a little too thick and the streetlights seem too dim. The kind of night where everything feels just a little off. We'd made our way to the edge of the neighborhood, near the woods, where the houses were more spread out. There was this little wooden bridge we had to cross. It curved over a narrow creek everyone called Whispering Creek. No one really knew why it was called that, but people said if you stood still on the bridge, you could hear voices. Of course, that just made it cooler to us kids. As we started to cross the bridge, a black Jeep pulled up on the other side. It didn't just park, it blocked the entire end of the bridge, headlights on, engine still running. We froze. It was too dark to see who was inside, but the window rolled down with that slow mechanical whine, and a raspy voice called out to us. "Hey! Wait! I need some help." I looked at my friend. We didn't say a word, just turned around and started walking back the other way, fast. The man kept shouting after us, saying he was lost, that he just needed directions. But his tone wasn't right. It didn't sound like someone asking for help, it sounded like someone trying to trap you. We knew better than to stop. Stranger danger wasn't just a lesson to us, it was something our parents drilled into our heads. The Jeep couldn't drive over the bridge, so it backed away, tires screeching slightly as it sped off into the foggy road. We figured that was the end of it. We laughed nervously, even joked about how weird it was. But as we rounded the next corner, another vehicle came tearing around from the side road. An SUV this time. It skidded to a stop right in front of us, blocking our path again. I felt the hairs on my neck stand up. The window rolled down, and this time, we could see more clearly. There were 3 people inside, 2 in the front, and 1 in the back. The guy in the back had curly gray hair, a thick mustache, and eyes that looked like they hadn't slept in years. He leaned forward, and in that same raspy voice said, "Hop in, kids. We got free candy. Big bags of it." That's when we knew it wasn't just one weird guy. They were working together. We didn't say a word. We took off running. The SUV didn't follow at first, but we could hear the engine revving behind us. A few blocks down, the black Jeep reappeared. How it got ahead of us, I don't know, and did a quick turn to cut us off again. The doors opened, and 2 of the men jumped out, reaching for us with these pale, shaky hands. We screamed and ran as fast as we could, dropping our candy bags in the process. All I could think about was getting to my house, which was just a few blocks away. My lungs were burning. My heart felt like it was going to explode. But somehow, we made it to my driveway. We slammed on the doorbell over and over again. I could see one of the men in the rearview mirror of the Jeep, hesitating now. They were getting nervous. The porch light flipped on and my mom yanked open the door, wide-eyed and panicked. We rushed in and screamed about what had happened, pointing down the street as the Jeep started to back away. My mom locked the door and grabbed her phone immediately. She gave the police every detail we could remember: black Jeep, older men, raspy voices, free candy, creepy smiles. The more we talked, the more shaken she looked. She kept glancing out the window like she expected them to come back. My dad tried to keep her calm, but she wasn't having it. She kept saying over and over again, "They know where we live now." That thought sunk into all of us like ice water. I didn't want to sleep. I didn't even want to leave the living room. About half an hour later, a police cruiser pulled up, followed by an unmarked car. They said they'd keep watch for a while, just in case the guys circled back. It gave us some peace of mind, but none of us really relaxed. Not until around 2 in the morning, when my dad woke us up and said, "Come to the window." We rushed to the front window, hearts pounding. Outside, under the blue and red flashes of the police lights, were 2 cars pulled over, a black Jeep and the same SUV. And standing against the vehicles were 3 old men in handcuffs. The creeps that had followed us, tried to trick us, maybe even worse. My dad stepped out to talk to the officers. Me and my friend stood by the doorway, peeking out, and when one of the men looked our way, we didn't hesitate, we both gave them the finger. My mom pulled us back inside immediately, muttering about not encouraging them. That night started out like the best kind of Halloween, full of candy, laughter, and spookiness. But it turned into something out of a nightmare. And yet, somehow, it also turned into the best Halloween of our lives. Because we got away. We stayed smart. And those creeps? They didn't get a single kid that night. We still talk about it every October. Still cross that little bridge every year. But we never forget that Halloween, the year we ran for our lives and lived to tell the story.